The key elements of a parenting plan, the stuff that absolutely has to be in there, are, first and foremost, parental responsibility. Who has the responsibility for making decisions about really important matters involving the children, like education, healthcare, etc. So is it both of you? It's shared? Is it shared, but one of you has ultimate responsibility for making those decisions, or is it sole? We've already discussed this on another occasion that almost never is it sole. That's going to be in there. Who has the children when? So your time sharing plan. How many overnights are in there? What happens during the school year, the regular school year? Then what happens during the summer? Then what happens on holidays? All the things around time sharing that you might fight about, we want to put in there. For example, we want to put in things like, where are you going to exchange the children? So is it just, if it's week on, week off, does somebody pick them up at school on Friday afternoon and then they have them through the following Friday morning? And then week off, week on, week off. How are you going to do that? If you're going to meet somewhere else, is it going to be, Baskin Robbins? Where are you going to meet to exchange the children? And keep in mind that we want that place to be in the best interest of the children, not the parents. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So those are the things that need to be in there. There are a lot of things that you want to put into your parenting plan that have to do with things like who is paying for healthcare for the kids. That definitely needs to be in there. Who is going to pay for extracurricular activities for the kids? That needs to be in there. Is it going to be pro rata based on how much income you each make? Or is it going to be 50-50? Or some other iteration of that? Who's going to pay for uncovered healthcare expenses? That needs to be in there. How you're going to communicate with one another about those items. How are you going to send requests for payments that you've made on behalf of the kids to your spouse, and how much time do they have to get you a payment in return? Are you going to use text messages as your primary means of communicating, or have you had a tough road and so you're going to use things like Our Family Wizard to communicate with one another about your children? How often are the kids going to be able to talk to each parent when they're not having time sharing with that child? Is it going to be every night? Is it going to be via video? Who's paying for that, iPad, etc.? The things that you know are going to be things you butt heads about probably need to be in your parenting plan. That said, keep this in mind. The parenting plan is just the default. It's going to get entered into the record as a court order. It's the fallback. You can throw it in the trash afterwards if you're getting along really well and you're figuring everything out together and you're doing a great job of co-parenting. Definitely you want to be flexible with one another. However, if you're continuing to butt heads, this is the default. This is the agreement. So things and only you know. I know what I've seen. I know what I've seen commonly that people fight about that would probably be best resolved if we already had an agreement about it. But you know the particulars between you and your spouse. You know what triggers you. He knows, she knows what triggers them. And if those are issues that need to be addressed so that you can be great co-parents for these kids, that stuff needs to go in there. When you're looking at the parenting plan in terms of holidays and special occasions, this is, from where I sit as a lawyer who sees people fight about this frequently and take really extreme positions about it, my advice is don't do that. Just don't dig your heels in on it. Give grace to the other party. If you're Jewish and they're Christian, then honor one another's holidays. Let the kids be with the other party on their particular holidays. If your birthday is a big darn deal to you, then ask your spouse if the kids can be with you on your birthday. Let each of you have the kids on Mother's Day and Father's Day. Honor that. Give a little. This is the opportunity for you to be flexible. We often see that what typically works when people are local, they're living close together, is that they might over the winter break, where they've got an extended period of time that the kids are off school, they might split that up, first half, second half, and then alternate it the following year. Same thing holds true in the summer. We typically see people take summers and say, hey, we're going to have a vacation of 2 weeks available for each parent. We also like to see that every year we plan this. We sit down at the end of the school year when the calendar comes out for the following school year. It really is helpful if you and your co-parent sit down, look at that calendar, think about anything that you have going on, big plans for that year that you want to make sure are on that calendar if you want your children involved, and plan it together. And again, compromise with one another. That's the best thing you can do. So when there are disagreements about your parenting plan, especially around holidays and things like that, remember this. There isn't a kid on the planet under the age of 18 probably that would not want 2 birthday parties. So figure that out. There isn't a kid that doesn't want to celebrate 2 Thanksgiving meals. There is not a kid on the planet that doesn't want to open Christmas presents in 2 households. So think it through. Is the reason that you're fighting or disagreeing over the plan around this, is the reason that your ego's involved, or is it for the kids? Think about your argument over this thing and think about the effect on the kids. Is it for the kids or is it for you? Anytime you find yourself in a disagreement, ask yourself that. Is it for the kids or is it for you? Okay, so one more thing. Co-parenting tip on this topic. If you're facing disagreements over having the kids having to go to 2 different Christmas, experiences over the holidays, this is your opportunity, the 2 of you, to get together on the same page with the kids and hype that up. Tell them, what other kids get to have 2 Christmases? What other kids, get to have, turkey dinner in 2 different places? This is your opportunity. Show up for the kids. That's it. Show up together for the kids. They need to see that you are a unified front, and this is your opportunity to do it. Stop disagreeing, turn it into a hype session. With respect to parenting plans, sometimes you'll see a parenting plan that is really detailed down to the finest detail about how many miles away, etc., that someone can be from the other. Well, and then you hear, well, be flexible. And the answer, again, as usual, bad lawyer answer, is it better to have a detailed parenting plan or be more flexible with it and leave a little bit to the imagination? And the question is, it's really up to the 2 of you. So if you are getting along really well, you're co-parenting well, there isn't a lot of animosity or hostility, neither one of you is really digging their heels in over anything, then a flexible, less robust plan might be appropriate for you to allow for a lot of that flexibility and creativity in the way that you're going to co-parent. A detailed plan, which is what is needed by certain people, because maybe one or both of the spouses just cannot figure out how to speak to one another about these issues, and they are in a high conflict situation that is continuing after the divorce. Then in those situations, perhaps that detailed plan is really important so that there is a default for all the things that you're going to fight about. That same detailed plan is probably not great for the people that are getting along and are really good co-parents and, hey, our marriage didn't work out, but we love these kids together. They probably don't need all that detail and would be hampered by it. So it depends. Detail, no detail, flexibility, it depends on you. If you have questions about how to put together a parenting plan that works for you and your children, call Bravo Family Law.